What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Jedi Jive. My name is Mike. Joining us again is my sister Jenny.
Hey, guys.
We've got another Obi-Wan Kenobi reaction coming at you. This time, episode 5 of 6. To be perfectly honest, last week was a little bit of a letdown because nothing really happened. Or, I mean, it did, but it just wasn't really the most.
It was just like
episode.
one little single side mission that just kind of happened and was fairly, relatively uneventful.
Yeah, most people would agree in a limited 6-episode series is not, you don't really have time for filler episodes. So it was a little bit of a letdown, but also as like reactors, like we didn't really get to react much. So we're really hoping that there's more to react to this week.
Yeah.
The thumbnail has Vader in it, which is a good sign. It also, when I briefly pressed play, I saw that the first thing that popped up was a disclaimer, basically.
Like a trigger warning.
There might be some like upsetting scenes in this show or whatever.
I hope that is some Vader flashback type stuff. I feel like if you're going to go to the trouble of casting Hayden Christensen in this show, you might as well use him.
100%.
And he hasn't really had much to do.
Yeah.
As of yet.
I mean, there's been some conversation back and forth about whether, like how much he's actually in the suit and like how much Hayden have we actually gotten so
right.
far?
I kind of assume that it's a body double playing big scary Vader, and we know it's not his voice.
We'd like to see him
I'd like
in a
to
flashback,
see him, becoming Vader, going through that process, something to that effect.
I mean, there's a few things we want to see. Like we talked about the previous weeks about how they've been teasing Qui-Gon Jinn over and over again. We only have 2 more episodes. Is it this episode or next episode that we most likely see him? I think this episode, because we haven't seen powerful Kenobi yet. Like Kenobi's still been like
holding back. He's been holding back, and he's also been weakened because he's a bit of an old man and he's been through some stuff.
And last week was like the first hint of like, oh, okay, maybe Jedi Kenobi is like, we're starting to get hints of it back, and it's like we want to see like a solid.
Let's see him get his mojo back.
Yeah, we want to see him get back into like full force Kenobi, because we've seen Vader like show up and just like terrify Kenobi.
Yeah.
Which is like we want to see it to go the other way. We want to see like Kenobi be able to hold his own against Vader one more time.
I want to see some more Vader content. I want to see a great Kenobi lightsaber fight, and I would love to see. I hope they actually show us Qui-Gon Jinn. I'm crossing my fingers. They might show us like a voice or like some amorphous figure or something, which is probably
like
more
Force
likely.
Ghost 1.0, like before.
Right, it's probably more likely if I'm being honest, but a girl can hope.
No, which actually makes sense too, because like in the original, Star Wars, obviously like Luke didn't have a personal relationship with Qui-Gon, so why would he see Qui-Gon's Force Ghost? But that's not a Force Ghost you see in the original trilogy, so it's like maybe his Force Ghost is like a little less powerful than Obi-Wan's.
They haven't worked out the technology quite yet.
Yeah. Anyway, we're excited to jump into this. I think there's a lot of good things that can happen. In general, like I've been enjoying the storyline. I want to see. I think there's a lot more to be revealed about Reva. That like.
Her background, especially,
we're gonna start seeing some things play out, hopefully, and
I think she's likely to die within the scope of this show, which means if they're gonna show us her background and tell us like how she came to be this character that she is now, they better get to it.
Yeah, so. And clearly they're gonna have to answer that Grand Inquisitor, like he's got to be alive. So what's the mechanism for that? Is he just they throw him in a back to tank, and now he's gonna be like, you shouldn't have stabbed me, like, and then he kills her, like who knows,
right?
Like, anyway,
so all in all, a lot of content that there's potentially still to get to.
Yeah.
Why don't we see what happens?
Yeah, guys, let's jump in and have some fun. Oh, Coruscant. Nice.
That's another beautiful shot. Very concept art.
It is. It's a flashback. Flashback. Hayden.
That's
Hayden.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, Master.
Good. Then maybe I stand more of a chance this time.
Did they make you look younger?
Are you ready?
Oh, hell yes. Let's go. They didn't make him look younger, but still.
I know.
He looks fine.
He looks fine.
I'm just glad that they get this scene here. This is cool.
Check 2 off the wish list immediately. Hayden Christensen and a lightsaber.
Yeah, duel. And it's sparring buddies. Oh, and he's remembering good times.
What?
Where is he?
He's arriving on Jabiim as we speak.
You have done well. Kneel. Grand Inquisitor.
No. No.
I think they just signed her death warrant because we know that's not gonna last.
Right after I saw you, I got into a fight with that scary Lady Inquisitor. Now I'm wanted by the Empire. But now I know what it feels like being a real Jedi. Not easy.
I'm so happy to see him again.
Yes, more
nice
flashbacks,
shot though too. Look at that, beautiful.
Awesome.
Going through the portal
My
of
lord,
space.
we're approaching Jabiim. If we cannot break them,
It is not them we need to break.
Yep. Infiltration.
Lola.
Is Leia gonna have to kill her own droid? Are they gonna do that cruel
That's
twist?
rough, man.
But is never forgotten.
I need all the people to translate all that Arabic so that we know what names are written there. Get all those lightsabers.
The little
Holy
Easter
shit.
eggs of characters you know from.
There's just like a lightsaber, like lost and found grab bag.
Jeez. That also means a lot of dead Jedi, though.
Yeah.
It's grim.
It's like it found the
What
IT
is
closet.
Lola
This is like the
doing?
Star Wars
I
IT closet
know.
here. She's slicing, which is hacking. Yeah.
Oh, sealing them in.
Yeah.
We surrender, he'll kill us all.
He'll attack next. He hasn't the patience for a siege.
How do you know?
Familiar
Gut
with
feeling.
Yes.
Nice. This is what I'm talking about.
Grow too aggressive, Anakin. Be mindful. A Jedi's goal is to defend life, not take it.
Can you imagine as these two actors shooting this scene as these characters after all these years? It's intense.
Yeah. You know how, like, in Stranger Things, 11 kind of remembers himself in different ages?
Yeah.
Like, Hayden could be remembering himself, like, as his current age, but in a past flashback kind of thing. So that's an explanation for his older look, if you want.
If we try and fight them, we will not survive. But we do not need to fight them. We just need to hold them off long enough to get you all out. Then by the time they get inside, we'll be gone.
Let's move it, people. Let's go.
Big gun.
Ooh.
It's like a howitzer.
It's effective.
I'm a little too big to be crawling around.
Oh, okay.
She's not, though.
That's where she's gonna run into Lola.
I trust her. Get her the ladder.
That's right.
That's right.
I know we said no communication, but your silence worries me. If I don't hear from you soon, I'll head to Tatooine. Owen will need help with the boy.
Don't do that.
Tell the Inquisitor I want to talk.
He's like, you crazy?
This when she kidnapped Leia. I'll buy as much time as I can.
They might appeal to Reva's good side. Seems predictable.
if this is you stalling for time, it won't work. Lord Vader will have you at any cost.
You mean Anakin?
Hmm.
You knew who Vader was.
There you go.
Back on Daiu, how did you know that?
Okay, I want to know.
Vader would have kept that hidden.
True.
And you're too young to have known him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so she was a youngling. Yep, she was in the opening scene.
Unless you were there.
It doesn't matter where I was.
She saw him killing younglings.
66, you were a young.
Order 66. You were a youngling.
You saw him.
Stop.
Killed the other younglings,
Enough.
but somehow you.
Enough!
Mm-hmm. Got through that thick skin.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. That is her. Yep.
Oh,
it's
man.
Vader before the suit.
We thought he was there to help us.
Ooh. Yo.
I tried to help them, but I couldn't.
Wow.
I was too weak. When he left, I played dead. Hid with the bodies.
Did she
Dude.
crack this fast, or is she playing him?
I think Kenobi cracked her. She's having
They were
flashbacks.
the only family I
She's still pissed though.
And he slaughtered them.
Dude, like pretending to be dead, the whole Uvalde, Texas thing, like it's just
That's why the trigger warning.
Yeah, murderer coming into its school, basically.
Yeah.
Where were you while he was killing my friends? Why didn't you stop him? Why didn't you save us?
That's why she's mad at him.
It all becomes clear.
I don't need your help.
Damn.
Oh! Yo, he just pushed her back like 50 feet. Man, these stormtroopers are bad. This seems like a poorly thought out scene. There are literally like 400 troopers, but like none of them can hit fish in a barrel, basically. Kenobi is defending pretty well, though. What? What?
It's like droid
okay. That's the end of her. Oh, is she gonna do a self-sacrifice? Tell me Tala has a grenade on her. Yeah, okay.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, that's a boss move.
May the force be with you.
She's a bad bitch.
Yes. Classic.
Admit you are beaten.
It's over.
It's almost like not a flashback. It's like a...
No, they're mind melding.
Yeah.
They're sharing a memory.
They're sparring in their thoughts.
He expects me to surrender. He knows I'll do everything I can to protect these people. Archer.
Give him a lightsaber.
Will you?
You want to tell me how you're going to fight without a weapon?
There are other ways to fight.
He's on his way. You're gonna die soon.
You're not bringing him to me. I'm bringing him to you.
Oh, shit.
Dang.
This isn't over yet. We could end this together.
What makes you think he won't see it coming?
Because all he'll see is me.
Yeah, it's like a mirror of what's happening in the episode.
Course.
Yeah.
Like he had him cornered, but
Yep.
there are other ways to fight.
Yep. Kenobi's gonna... Nope.
Your weapon's gone.
I don't need a weapon.
Cocky bastard.
Your need for victory, Anakin, it blinds you.
Oh, she's got a little skip in his step.
Where is he?
I'm secured inside, my lord.
No.
What are you doing in here? A swimming pool.
Oh, okay.
She found the tracker.
Oh, she got her back. Okay, yay. That was easy.
Thank God. I thought they were going to make the child kill her own dog.
Yeah.
Where's Tala?
Rough.
Transport people! Move, let's go!
Come on, we need to get to the transport.
Oh. That was the little Bail Organa message.
Yeah.
Yo! Bro!
He's
what?
holding a whole spaceship! Shut up!
He's not even trying, dude. He's just like... Yo!
Dude!
Yo! Oh my god, dude. Oh!
Fake out!
Wow, okay.
Major fake out. Dude,
That just gave me a little
called
flashback
Anakin's
to,
every move.
Empire Strikes Back. Oh! go!
Nice!
Let's go!
You're a great warrior, Anakin, but you'll need to prove yourself as your undoing. Until you overcome it, a Padawan you will still be.
Oh, okay, there you go. So they're not literally fighting. They're. This is like a
It's a sparring match. It's a training session.
But he's realizing like, no, he just got outplayed.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's gonna kill her.
Yep,
she's dead.
Yep. Yep.
Saw that one coming.
He was wise to use you against me.
He would literally just kill her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not even trying.
No. Yo! He's just toying with her, man.
Yeah. But there's a parallel to the Obi-Wan Anakin fight that we've seen flashed back, and her anger gets the better of her.
That was the most, like, kung fu Vader we've ever seen. He was just like...
That's gnarly.
Dude, he ain't scared of shit.
He's like, please. Yeah. Pulled the same trick on her that his old master played on him. Pick up your sword.
Yo! He just gives her a lightsaber.
He's like, please, be my guest.
Come on, yeah. Oh, nice. Red on red, dude. We haven't seen this in live action ever. Yo! She's gonna cut her head off.
Double daggers.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just a scared kid. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you really believe I did not see it, youngling?
Called her youngling.
There he is. Yep, he's still alive.
Did not see it, her stabbing him.
Revenge does wonders for the will to live, don't you think? We will leave you where we found you, in the gutter where you belong. Goodbye, Grand Inquisitor.
And why wouldn't they finish her off?
To let her suffer.
I know, but seems like
it seems like a loose end, though.
Kind of an amateur move for experts like that. Remember that time you only stabbed me and then didn't check to see if I was dead? I'm going to do the same to you.
Right.
Kind of a plot hole. Leaving it open for her to do one last heroic thing. Yeah, okay, she's not dead.
She's still got her weapon. Oh, the message. Children, plural. Tatooine.
She's got to take that to her grave, though, man.
Or is she gonna make one last-ditch attempt to get back into good graces by going after the boy on Tatooine? Back in familiar territory here.
There he is.
Is that gonna be the end?
Yeah.
Come on.
Much better episode than last week for me.
Yeah,
I think right off the bat when we got the Anakin flashbacks is one of the things we're like, we want an Anakin flashback in this episode.
Yeah.
And although this wasn't like, it could be either a flashback or just like we said, this was them sparring in their minds and it was taking the form of a flashback from...
Right.
Because there was, that could have happened in reality, but it just served more as like, this is where they are currently in their minds. Because they didn't do that much to Hayden's face, and they could have.
They could, we've seen them do
It was one of those strategic
CGI.
where I was like, oh, just like in Stranger Things where 11 is remembering herself in the past, but at different ages, even though... So,
he
just
carries
like that.
he carries the maturity of...
That was probably something like a spar that they went through, but he was imagining his current age self as Anakin doing it.
And it had a parallel both to the sort of Vader Obi-Wan story, but also to the Vader Reva story. We saw Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting with both blue lightsabers, right? And then him, Obi-Wan getting cornered, but then getting the best of Anakin because there's more than one way to fight. And Anakin's pride and anger and eagerness get the better of him.
Yeah.
And then that's exactly what happened with Reva as well. It's not only that Obi-Wan got out of a corner yet again in the present tense.
Yeah.
But it's also that Reva, that red on red lightsaber fight that we saw. And in this case, Vader's sort of the master.
Yeah.
Or the stronger fighter, and Reva's anger and impatience get the better of her.
This was specifically the scene we needed, though, in that, like, where we mentioned in A New Hope when Vader's like, oh, the last time we met you, I was but the learner, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh, this last scene where Vader comes in and just, like, lays waste and makes Kenobi look like a fool, like, that doesn't vibe with that line from A New Hope. And now it's like, oh, yeah, no, Kenobi did just play, like, he beat Vader with a strategy. Yeah, and Vader had to come to that realization in the moment of like, he was right. My desire to prove myself was my undoing.
Yeah.
And I just misplayed that. So he had to sit in his like, realization there for a moment. So that was the moment that we needed to see of like Vader getting his comeuppance for a second, at least mentally. No one's gonna defeat him.
And he's reached this
in terms
stage
of power.
where
That's
he's
not
sort of
happening.
like unflappable, where nothing can scare him. We talked about a couple episodes back with the cloud of smoke, how easily he could have brushed that away.
Yeah.
But he chose not to because he's so confident that he's going to have an opportunity
He's
later.
cutting Reva's lightsaber in half and giving her the other half.
Like, here, be my guest.
Think
Try
that's
it.
going to help you? Yeah.
Right.
And then
He's
I have
so
to
confident,
say,
but he seems unflappable, but he is flappable because in that moment he realizes he's been fooled. He's been had.
Yeah. But the Anakin and Obi-Wan was more of like they're having a conversation with each other. So like the physicality of the lightsaber fight, while it was cool, wasn't necessarily like the center of that scene. But the Reva Vader stuff, that was like some of the coolest like cinematography, like editing. Just the way that the
fight choreography
it felt
was
very
great.
energetic. It felt like, oh, okay, here we go. This feels like.
I love that double lightsaber quarterstaff. That was crazy. That was really cool.
You haven't seen it, but there's this thing on YouTube called Scene 38 Reimagined, which is like in the original A New Hope when Obi-Wan and Vader first, they come into the lights. It's this very like toned down like old man lightsaber battle. They're not like jumping around because it's like. That's just the way it was when George Lucas did it. But somebody, like a fan, redid that scene, imagining as if like Vader and Obi-Wan had really like
what would it
done
really
some
look
legit
like?
lightsaber fighting.
Sure.
Yeah, and it was edited really well. And this really reminded me of that, where it was like, this is the Vader that like you don't really ever get to see, where it's like, because we're always talking about how Vader will like walk into a scene slowly. Here we saw him like with a skip in his step because he was like Kenobi, I want to get him, I want to get him. You don't usually see Vader walking fast. He's usually just this like slow, menacing. Like I likened it to Mike Myers.
Yeah, Michael Myers.
Ago, was like, wow, he really just like, even if you're running away, all he has to do is walk, and he'll like always be one step behind you. Kind of thing. But here, like you really got to see the energy come out. And he had to use very little of it. I even said, like, wow, that was like kung fu almost for a second, where he was just doing like, just using the force so masterfully to just like stop her lightsaber and to just like, it was just he was so efficient with his movements. He barely
efficient
had to, like,
is the right word.
Yeah, and it was just
so efficient that it almost looks casual. Like he hardly even has to try. He just has it down to such a
and
formal technique. Such a
I have to say, the whole Grand Inquisitor thing kind of played out the way it had to.
Yeah.
The moment she stabbed him, it was very like, that's not real. We know that character comes back. So anybody that's watching this series that hasn't seen the cartoons and is just kind of like, oh, Kenobi, like they don't know that. So
they might have been surprised.
That might have been a reveal for them, but for us, that was just kind of like, that had to happen. Saw it coming. Meh.
Yeah.
Don't really like the Grand Inquisitors. I don't think there's anything wrong with the actor. I forget.
Rupert Friend. I actually have to give him credit for the amount of voice work he's doing as this character.
His voice is okay.
His voice does not sound like that in real life, and he's doing an incredible sort of intonation.
I just don't find the character intimidating in this at all, particularly next to Vader.
Yeah, nobody looks intimidating next to Vader.
Ironically, in the cartoon, which is like, it's like kids stuff, basically. It's like he's more intimidating in that than he is in this.
Well,
like,
I will say, I
scary.
loved the speech he gave in the opening episode. The one that I likened to Agent Smith. You know, the one where he talked about how, the way to hunt a Jedi is patience, and that was a good speech. I thought the one line in this episode, did you think I didn't see it? Yeah. That was a good line. And you realize that what he means by it is, do you think I didn't see you stabbing him, you attempting to murder him?
Yeah.
So that was a good line.
That also plays into
a reveal.
Kenobi's, playing of Vader overall, of him just being like, no, Vader's coming here to get me because he knows I will do anything in my power to save these
that was
people.
another great line this episode where he said, you're not bringing me to him, I'm bringing him to you.
He said that with such just like matter-of-fact confidence, like did not stutter or blink. It was just like, I mean what I say.
That was a good line, too.
Yeah, and she was immediately like, oh, shit.
Like,
yeah. So, I mean, like, now that this, she found the message from Bail Organa, like, we know that information has to die with her because Vader does not know about his children.
Get Luke,
until he meets Luke.
Right.
Yeah, and then even then he doesn't know about Leia until Return of the Jedi when Luke, like, accidentally kind of, like, lets the information out. And
so there's going to be some last-ditch effort made here, I think. Like, I think she has nobody. She's burned every potential bridge. She is just, alone in the world right now. And I feel like this is going to be some last-ditch attempt to...
You think she still wants to be in Vader's
She still wants to be in his good graces? I don't know. Or something. Some last-ditch attempt to hold on to power somehow. Or to grasp at something that can give her leverage.
Yeah.
Even,
I mean, it could end a bunch of different ways in that regard. Like, we did see her, like, not turning good, but having what just happened, or, having,
the memories of Order 66.
And that all connected back. We're like, because, like I said, people had pointed out, there's a African-American girl amongst those younglings in the beginning. Like, maybe that's supposed to be Reva. And, like, there you go.
Indeed it is.
Indeed it was. So, she's having those flashbacks. Vader has just stabbed her. He's standing over her, and she's, like, remembering what it was like seeing him coming out. So, I mean, she could go either way. She could be, like, wanting to get this information to Vader now and she'll fail. Yeah. Or she'll be like, I can't let this information get out, and who knows.
There were a couple things in this episode
still gotta die, either
that
way.
felt like convenient plot holes to me.
I don't want to get into the details of where I was like very like, this is like 500 stormtroopers backing like 5 people into a corner, and nobody can get a hit in. People like turning their backs to like pick up wounded people, and like
I realize
it's
that Kenobi is quite efficient in his defense.
Tactics, sometimes the suspension of disbelief gets a little bit knocked off course because it's very like, this just feels low budget.
The lightsaber thing was another, like, we just saw a whole sack of lightsabers. Why didn't he just grab another?
Seemed like poor blocking, poor
yeah.
layout, poor just seemed like budgeted, not very well. I was like, this scene is just not good. It just did. It made me feel like this doesn't.
And then I agree with that. And then the big one was like you pointed out, leaving her.
Yeah.
Completely.
You think I didn't see you stab him? It's like, well, you're gonna literally both of you guys are just gonna leave her.
Yeah, just the way she just left you
with a lightsaber 8 feet away from her. Like,
do you think she really just learned her lesson? I'm confused by that. Why didn't they?
But particularly in the scene where we just established where it was like, no, Vader knows his shit. Like, the only reason Kenobi got away was because Vader was like not being patient in that moment. But in terms of like all the Reva stuff, like,
the immediate explanation is, he said, we're going to leave you in the gutter where we found you or whatever, is that they're not scared of her. They don't think she's even worth killing or something like that. But it does seem a bit sloppy.
Yeah.
To leave her there with her weapon in close proximity, and I don't know.
Yeah. And, there is that other... we didn't see her in this episode, but there was another Inquisitor lady that's not the fifth brother who wanted Reva's job really badly, or wanted the Inquisitor job really badly. So Reva might go and try to like kill some Inquisitors or something, and then take out that lady one, but then get killed by who knows?
We'll see what happens.
All speculation.
The next episode.
There's one more episode. This one was 40 minutes or whatever, a little bit better. We were hoping for long, crazy episodes. The last episode better be long.
Better be long and crazy.
I don't want to open up next week and have it be like 35 minutes. That'll just be like, for real? It's got to be minimum like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
I suppose it could be a 45-minute episode, but really, like, it's. Give us some good stuff.
That having been said, we checked 2 big items off of our 3-item wish list. We got to see Hayden Christensen's face.
Yep.
Significantly.
Yep.
And I'm really kind of affected by the fact of seeing those 2 actors playing those same 2 characters after all these years. And as a performer, I'm thinking of like the power for them of playing that scene. That must have been really intense for them.
Yeah.
After so much time has passed.
Yeah.
So that was really beautiful.
To play a character.
And then we got 2 good lightsaber duels in there. One the pretend memory sparring and one the Vader Reva scene. So that was 2 of the 3 things we said we wanted to see packed into this quite short episode.
Yeah. And like I said, as far as I can remember, I don't think we've ever seen red on red lightsaber in live action before. I off the top of my head, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's the first time we've seen that.
That's really cool.
It happens a bunch in Clone Wars.
And they did cool things, not only the quarterstaff, but the double daggers kind of effect. They had like multiple really cool things that happened in the course of that fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good one.
It was good. I enjoyed this episode. I'm looking forward to next week. They teased Luke at the end there. Like finally we were like, we don't really even need to see or talk to Luke because that tracks with the New Hope with them not really being acquainted with one another. But there's obviously like Reva just learned about Luke, and then they showed Luke in bed, so it's like almost gave the vibe like Reva's going to be standing there when he wakes up. Like,
well, to our great surprise,
ready to talk to him or something.
To our great surprise, the real star of this show has been not even necessarily Obi-Wan Kenobi, but Princess Leia.
Yeah.
And she's been so great, but it looks like maybe we might be shifting back to our origin story next week for the final episode. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and just in general, the way when we first meet Leia in A New Hope, she's one of the first characters we meet. She's actually like the first good guy character that we meet in all of Star Wars ever, other than C-3PO and R2-D2. But she's like, she's not hacking R2-D2, but she's doing like, she's putting like a disc in him to like get some data to like send to. So I just like that with young Leia here being like, she's not hacking, but she's like going into the IT closet and she knows how to like, move the wire to here or whatever. And I think that tracks with like Leia knowing how to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, like, because Luke, we end up learning he's like, a pilot and has like piloting skills. That's not something that Leia ever considers one of her.
And we already saw him in the opening episode.
We do see Leia flying.
We saw him up on the roof in the opening episode playing pilot, dreaming of the stars, you know?
So I don't know, maybe we'll get, in the next episode, we'll get a little bit of Luke doing, maybe like he'll be piloting, and maybe we'll see Luke because we've seen so much Leia, more than we ever thought we were going to get. The actress really got to shine. We got to like put context to the Obi-Wan and Leia relationship, all of that stuff. So it's like, we have 1 episode left and have gotten nothing out of Luke. So maybe it would be nice to get like something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if it's just him like piloting something.
Yeah.
To show that he's not just like a
show us hints of that future character that we know is going to appear.
Cool, guys. Let us know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to see fully unedited reaction, we put one on patreon.com/JediJive. Go check it out. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace
Peace, guys.